Sorry I'm late with the wrap-up, guys. I had to take a shower. It was just so hot, and I was just absolutely disgusting. It's been a very emotional day, so a shower really kind of made things going on. So before we go further, let's start with the wrap-up protest. It was a strong day. There was a small handful of people out there, but they were out there. They got their message heard. They got the solidarity they needed. They are going to be returning next weekend, Saturday and Sunday. And I'll be out there again with them. So if you have the opportunity next weekend, hit the Back to School Bash at 1 p.m. for Daniel Mahoney, and join us Saturday and Sunday, Save Our Children March, so we can get it heard. Been some developments since the Brittany Raymond story and the interview went live. I've been flooded with a lot of messages, and I'm so sorry that I haven't gotten to them sooner. I'm so sorry that I haven't gotten a chance to review all the comments on the video yet. I had to go from doing that right to the protest, and then I came back here. I haven't had any moment for self-care to actually review the video or the footage or read your comments, but I have been in my messages. Got a chance to speak with Kevin, Brittany Raymond's husband from Michigan. And he's a little upset at some of the things that have been said and that have been going on. I'm waiting for him to join us in our broadcast because he wants to respond, and I want to let him, because he says he can put to bed some of the things that have been said that concern the Jackson community. So while we're waiting for him, I do want to thank you guys again once and always for your ever-loving support. As I do this, right now we're just waiting on Kevin. Allow viewers to send you a request to join your broadcast. Yeah, sure, why not? We'll open that up, and then Kevin can request to join my broadcast when he comes in, and then we can hear from Kevin, who wants to put to bed some of the bullshit, some of the lies, as he calls it. He wants to update people on the status on his end. I've been speaking with 3 other individuals who will be joining me soon. One of them she literally can put to bed almost everything that Brittany said is a lie. Says she can prove it. She wants to put her message out there. So we're just waiting on Kevin to join us, so that and Kevin, if you're here, just send me an invite, and I'll let you join the broadcast, and then yeah, we can talk. For me, it's been emotional. Yes, Kevin wants his name cleared. Nothing to do with her. Let's give him some rest for it. That's exactly why I opened this broadcast. I just sent him a message saying, hey, I'm going to do a primitive version of the live that we did. I don't have my equipment all set up. So we're just going to do a primitive version. I'm just going to bring him in on the broadcast and let him put some of this fucking... Let him get some rest from this. Let him speak on it. Let him speak on it. Going to be speaking with a woman with a citizen, with an individual who is a victim of Brittany Raymond. She's in my DMs. We want to give her an opportunity to speak. Today we got a chance to speak with a young man who lost his 14-year-old son. I didn't even hear about this. This happened like 6 months ago. How are we not hearing about this? It's because no one's talking about it, right? So we're just waiting for Kevin. Hey, if anybody is friends with Kevin, send him a message. Say, hey, get on the fucking jam. He's waiting for you. Like we were just talking like 30 seconds ago. But we are going to hear from another victim. She wants to speak. Happy's Pizza feels like they have a victory. Thank you, Amy. Happy's Pizza feels like they have a victory, because we kind of just packed up, went away, and kind of forgot about it. Like, we're not holding them accountable and responsible anymore. They just wanted peace and to move on with their lives, and they fired 2 people. And from what we heard from one of the Happy's Pizza protest organizers today, they're doing high fives, and they're enjoying themselves. It's not a victory, guys. The next step of the protests regarding this, the protesters want to go to the courthouse. The prosecutors, they want to hold them responsible. They want to demand justice. How could we let this happen? How can someone admit into open court about... So, if you're just joining me, we're waiting on Kevin, who wanted to speak to our community. I told him I'd do a quick live. I usually do a wrap up on the protests and the rallies I go to. Just a lot of solidarity today. It was halfway silent, but they were visible. They stood on the street corners. We got a lot of visibility from the arteries and the throats of Jackson. And they're going to be back out next week. So, thank you for tuning in and at least hanging out long enough. There we go. I know it's boring. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna give them a few more minutes, and then we'll give it a shot again soon. I'll actually schedule it. I thought it'd be more like he'd jump right in and we'd get right to it. Technical difficulties, I guess, you know. Meow. Well, while we're waiting for, you know, I've got. Is there anybody who has a message? Is there something they want to say while I have the attention of fucking Jackson community? Because I'm gonna keep talking about the back to school bash. Do I have to keep repeating it? Speaking of back to school bash, No Justice, No Peace. When we folded the central nonprofit organization, we still had donations left from the community. So thank you guys for that. We transmitted all the donations that were still remaining. I think it was like around $200 or so. So we transferred that to Daniel Mahoney's back to school bash. So thank you to the community. Your donations to KJKP went right into hosting events, and then the last big thing they did, I just confirmed this with Wardell and Cornell yesterday. They transferred that money over to Mr. Mahoney. Yeah, so thank you guys so much for your donations, KJKP. Thank you for supporting the Back to School Bash. Thank you for supporting the Southside Summerfest. That's another big one that's coming up. I'm looking forward to that one. I didn't get a chance to go to I was supposed to. But life happens. I ended up having life issues. But I really want to go to the next one because they have some great performers. They have great performances. I love the vendors out there. I need to re-up on my candles. JJ's hand-poured candles. I need to re-up on those. Okay, so let me go back in my list here. Amy is trying to get a hold of... I appreciate you, Amy. Alright, guys. I'm going to go and... I'm really... I don't want to leave, though, because I know as soon as I wrap this up and I leave, he's going to be like, oh, where'd you go? I thought we were going to do a thing. Whoa! Alright. Oh, la 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 la. So yeah, thanks guys again. Eager to hear from Kevin. I just want him to have the peace he deserves. Hopefully, after the people leave him alone about her. People leave him alone about her. Yeah, from what I understand, he. Yeah, I'll wait. I don't want to jump the gun. Because I'm curious about what he has to say. And I'm sure all of you are. Fuck my life. This did not work out well. This is why I usually plan ahead and post like, hey, be here at 3 p.m. on this day. Swear to God, as soon as I leave this chat, he's gonna pop right in. There he is! Haha! Finally. Yay! Okay. Hey, bud. Alright. We're adding him right now, guys. Thank you so much for holding tight. Kevin wants to address the Jackson community. And here he is with us today. Hey, Kevin.
Hey, how you doing?
I cannot complain at all. It's hot, but so there were some things said by Brittany today in our live, and you wanted to address them to the Jackson community. You wanted to respond, and quite frankly, I wanted to give you that opportunity. So take the floor, man. It's all yours.
Well, obviously she stated in the beginning of the interview that hold on, sorry, I'm climbing my car because I'm over at my sister's right now. She had applied that she was abducted from the Citgo gas station. And honestly, the truth is she did say that. She made up that whole police report and all like that shit. Sorry for my language.
No, go ahead. Speak on it.
Deep down, I would walk her to work. I would walk home from work. I would be the one to walk in the middle of the night at 11:30 midnight around Hillsdale.
Right.
When normally I wouldn't do that. Like, I hate trying to walk in the dark because you never know. You know, somebody can come out of the dark on you and you never know it.
That's true.
And honestly, you know, with my friends and family, they know how I am. I can be a certain way towards certain people. But what it was is we were married September 27th, 2013. I married her like 3 weeks after she turned 18. Big mistake. I will admit that. Marriage is overrated. And
I'm working on my second one. I can agree.
No, I'm good. Mainly the whole thing of it is that she was technically going behind my back and having an affair with, and I'm gonna put this in the nicest way and not to sound racist, but an African American man. I can't use another one because I know how the world is right now. And it killed me when I first found out that she's like, oh, I was abducted. I don't know where I am. But she's texting me the whole time. If you were abducted, you're not going to have a phone. They're going to strip you from everything. They're going to take phones, keys, anything they can.
So these are some of the details that just weren't adding up that were being alluded to.
Exactly. She was technically having an affair 5 months into our marriage.
Oh my God.
Because apparently she just wasn't ready to settle down like I was. I've been through a lot in my life. And, you know, that's not important, but, you know, I've been through a lot. She knows everything I've been through and going from there. But when all this started coming out, it was hard to show my face around Hillsdale because I had friends in Hillsdale. I used to work at
Hillsdale's a very racist city, so I can completely understand. Hillsdale's a very racist city. I completely understand. Your girl left you for, you know, Jody. You know, I can hear that. You can't show your face in public after that.
Exactly. And so that's when we finally, I had what was supposed to be my best friend, and I've lost a lot of guy friends because of this, because half of them all wanted to sleep with her. How am I supposed to have friends who want to sleep with my wife? Like, there's a barrier that you just crossed that you don't want to.
So if you're just joining us, folks, this is Kevin, Brittany's first husband?
First, I'm her ex-husband.
Right. And he is giving us details into her alleged kidnapping back in the day, in which she tried to tell us in live earlier today that she was given a choice, you know, either come clean and say it was a lie and it wasn't really a lie. Well, Kevin's giving us details that she was out sleeping around with someone else and texting him the whole time that she was allegedly kidnapped.
And I mean, I can't lie, I've done my fair share of cheating. You know, how they always say once a cheater, always a cheater, and I understand that, but I've straightened up a lot.
And it's really hard. I'm a toxic
It
male.
is.
I cheated on my wife. I'm still overcoming those difficulties. It's difficult, yeah,
Exactly.
but I hear you.
And so, I mean, we can now fast forward up, you know, and I do want to make this statement with her dad. All I ask is people just please don't bring him into this. He does not need it. His mind is going, and it's a little emotional for me because he's my father-in-law, you can call it, I guess.
I hear you.
He has done a
He's
lot. You
just
know,
as
he's
much
a
of a victim
veteran.
in this as anyone else is.
Right. You know, he's a veteran. He's old. He just wants to live his life, and I don't want him brought into this. You know, if anything, feel bad for him for what Brittany has done, even with having my last name or Robert's last name. You know, still deep down, it kills him, and I feel like I'm the only one that is there. You know, I have his technically great grandchildren, but they're his that's my girls' grandpa.
Wow. Yeah. I can see that.
And
Yeah.
you know, he's a veteran, man. Let's go back to Vietnam. He was Vietnam.
Oh, wow. So yeah,
You
for
know,
those that watching from a family member who has respect for a man who's just as much of a victim, he's begging, let's try to keep Brittany's father out of it. He is a father. I can see where you're trying to support your daughter no matter what. I can see that.
I talk to him every day. I try to talk to him every day just to make sure he's okay. He asks about the girls all the time. He loves these girls so much.
Now you wanted to speak a little bit on the current condition and what's going on with the girls right now.
I have, as of September 26th of last year, I was granted temporary full physical sole custody. I have all say with these girls. She was still granted supervised visitational rights, but it is under my conditions.
I've been through that condition. Yep, I've been through that before. Yep. I tell you where's a safe place, and then you meet with a counselor who can supervise and make sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, I do the supervising now. We don't need anybody else there. I do it all myself.
It's cheaper.
So if she starts to lose her temper, I can say, we're done. I'm putting the kids in the car and I'm leaving. I have all rights to do that.
So to the Jackson community, the kids sound to me that they're safe in custody of a dad who is just as pissed off at Brittany over this as all of you are. And those kids are safe. That's what it sounds like to me. Those kids are safe in custody of a dad who actually gives a shit and doesn't want their kids around something like that. But then again,
I honestly,
they need a mom.
With everything, with all this, I can't technically take the kids from her. She still has her parental rights.
Exactly.
And that's one thing I wish I could take. Because the only thing I want in my life are for my kids to grow up with a normal life, not knowing everything about their mother. I don't want them to live that life. I've already got to live it and try and teach them wrong from right. And honestly, it's hard.
It is.
It really is. My kids are so confused.
And they're so fucking smart these days.
Yeah, they know how to get my phone and
they know how to
dial 911.
Yeah.
I've dealt with that.
That's a relief on my shoulders to know that if she were to come in contact with her own children, it's going to be under a safe, supervised area where I have the power to just take that away from you if I feel unsafe around my kids. And I'm sure it makes all of us who are here with us today feel safe too. Thank you for that.
And I appreciate it. I live for my kids. I will die for my kids. My kids are my life. Also, like she said, yes, I went to jail. Because
you went to jail, you served your time, presumably you haven't done anything since then, and that's a whole other thing. That's a whole other thing.
I served my time. I served 25 days and 15 months of probation.
There you go. You served your time. That's more than she did.
And I mean, yes, she did jail time back in 2014 for Hillsdale, but that was only 23 days.
Right.
She didn't have to go probation. I had to pay the state. I had everything taken from me. Knowing that I went to court on my sister's birthday, who I didn't even call, because they took me right from court to jail over this shit. Because I was accused of breaking my daughter's arm, which the charges were dropped. I got charged with domestic violence. So, man, I just got into a fight with her. I'm not someone who's going to hurt kids. I have nieces and nephews who I adore being around. I love spending time with my kids and my nieces and nephews.
Wouldn't have been dropped unless CPS had a say in it, by the way, kids at home. CPS would have had a say in their report that it wouldn't have been an abusive situation for them to drop charges.
Well, CPS did say that they started noticing that I'm a better father. Right. I did the counseling, the parenting classes. I did everything. I killed myself over this, making sure I was doing everything on time. I have certificates to prove everything.
Beautiful, man.
And honestly, I was drained. I was so tired, but when I got my time to see my kids, I was on it. I wanted to see my kids. You know, thankfully for my mother, who has got a hold of you, my mom took my kids when all this shit started.
And my love to her, by the way, for making sure that you had your chance to speak.
Oh yeah, she knows how it is about this. She's tired of seeing me go through this with the stress, and it's a lot. It's a lot on me, you know. And with everybody seeing my last name, it was hard going in public after I got out of jail. You know, when I got out, I had nowhere to go. Luckily, Carly was the nicest friend who took me in when I had nowhere to go. And I stayed with Carly up until September when I got approved to move to my mom's to be with my kids, because I was working. I was trying to save money. I had a car, you know, all adult things difficult. That you got to pay for.
It's difficult.
It is. In the world now, it's hard.
One of our viewers is asking, how did the child's arm get broken? Not accusing anyone, but it was broken somehow. Just
yeah. What it was that I'm not sure the right name of it. It's one of those little mini rocking bassinets that vibrates with the kid when they're laying in it, so it feels like
I know what you're talking about. I had one, yeah.
I woke up to her starting to move around and her little whine going on. So at that time, that's when Brittany and I were living together. She rolled over and said, "Hey, it's your turn to get up." I was like, "Okay, no problem." 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm yet awake. But I always had the TV on, so I had some kind of light. And I went to go pick her. I swaddled her up like this and had her arms in because that's the way she was sleeping.
Right.
I was trying to keep her asleep for a little bit longer so I could change her real quick and then feed her bottle.
So perhaps just at 3 o'clock in the morning, accidental mishandling. Yeah.
Pretty much. It was going from point A to B, but in between point A and B, she had this moment of when she twitched, it scared me because I'm not awake yet. I'm like, okay, I got you, and I'm moving you over. And it was just a simple, just real quick squeeze, so I didn't drop her.
Right.
But if you look at the article that was wrote about me, it says that I dropped her and then picked her up by her arm.
Wow.
That makes no fucking sense. I did not say that in the police report.
Right. And CPS investigation, the charges got dropped. You've gone through extensive classes, training. CPS has gone through counseling and home inspections with you. They finally approved you to live with your kids. You know, that's a process I'm completely satisfied with. Yeah, absolutely. I think everyone at home would be too. This is a good opportunity to say that you're a damn good dad and you're doing everything you can and your fucking best.
And I do everything for my kids. You know, I make my bills. I make sure I have money for my bills. But then also once my certain bills are taken care of, the rest of my money goes to my kids. I make sure they have everything. Like right now, I paid for an entire vacation to Missouri. We are in Missouri right now.
Wow.
10-hour trip with a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. Trust me, that was
No,
fun.
that's not pretty.
And, you know, I paid for an entire condo that looks like a hotel, apartment with pools, hot tubs, everything. Like, I did this for my kids and myself because we needed this. We needed to get away from all of this shit with Brittany. And honestly, I feel disrespected with her throwing my name to you like that, because
That's why I want to bring you on.
I have not done nothing wrong. All I'm just trying to save my children.
And I think in front of all of Jackson, they can fucking see that. I think all of Jackson can hear your story and see that you're on the right side of this, and you're trying to just stay ahead of it and make a real life for your kids and keep them away from all this toxicity.
And I'm trying. You know, I have other family members who see my kids, who bring her up. No offense, I know my mom's probably watching this, but, you know, my mom is very, how can I put this?
She's a strong, outspoken woman.
She is. She's like me. We have a mouth and we know how to use it.
That's right. But you guys have been absolutely respectful in what you've been wanting to say. So much love to you.
And I do want to throw this out there and I know, you know, Robert's a big boy. He could do this for himself. But with Robert, there was things that she never told him. He was blinded by a lot of this. He only seen the articles. He didn't know every backstory until I told him. So him being attacked, and I'm sorry, Jackson, I really am, but he's also a victim. He did not know nothing about her past until I told him. I'm the only one that knows her better than anybody. And here lately, him and I have been able to talk. At first, I was thinking, you know what, Brittany's trying to bring my kids around another man. I don't know. Fuck
right.
that. I don't trust men around my kids. Because when she was with David, actually, I needed to get this out too. The incident with David was that there were photos of my oldest daughter with nothing on. There were photos because she claimed when she talked to the state police about it, they brought up a photo of the couch that was in the apartment when David was there. My oldest daughter was fucking fondled. And I was in the same jail as that son of a bitch, but they wouldn't let me near him. Unfortunately, like I said, my mom's outspoken. She called the jail and said, keep these two apart. I was put minimum. He was in max. There was no way I was getting to him, even if I tried.
A lot of Jackson residents right now are showing a lot of solidarity and support for you, Kevin, just to give you that. We can all stand up with Kevin. What's another one? Thank you, Kevin. I'm so glad that you're keeping them away. I'm in full support of Kevin. I want Brittany so far away from those kids. Good.
Trust me, I'm trying. It's a process.
So you've got a lot of support from Jackson. Truly, thank you so much. Sincerely. Before we go, is there anything else? You've got the mic, man. One last thing you want to say to Jackson? Say to Brittany? Say to
all I want is I just want Ken left out of this. That's all I really ask. Also,
leave her dad out of this.
I don't. If you see me, which I normally don't come to Jackson just because I don't like that town. No offense. But I avoid coming to Jackson because I don't want my kids pointed out. I don't want me pointed out. You know, if you see us, you know, just keep walking, or I want the whole thing about Brittany gone. I want to move on with my life. I'm ready, you know, once I'm at my step I need, I'm leaving state. I'm taking the kids and I'm gone.
And you deserve only the best from here on out. You and your kids.
And it's hard. Honestly, it is hard living with this every day.
I could bet you're going to leave behind so much. You've built a whole life here. And I am sorry, by the way. Let me give that to you sincerely from me as a person. I'm sorry that all of this has opened old wounds and rocked your boat, bringing up your I am so sorry that this continues to hurt you and your family. But the strength you're showing right now, the solidarity this city is showing you and your family. I hope sincerely we can really begin to fucking heal, because you and those kids deserve it.
I mean, honestly, once a snitch, always a snitch. I'm sorry, I will not snitch no one out. I will go down for my loved ones and everybody else, but you snitch out 3 other people just to get out free. I'm sorry, pardon my word to all the women watching, but that's a straight bitch move. You're such a pussy that you can't stand up and be a fucking adult and take that shit. I had a warrant and I turned myself in like a fucking man.
Amen. Amen.
But
With that, we will
just, if anybody sees her, please just leave me out of it. Me and my kids don't need it.
and with that, we're gonna finish up with these final words. Thank you, Kevin. I'm so glad you're saying it straight to everyone. Kevin, if you start a petition to put her in the sex offender registry, you have my right 100. You have her rights 100% taken. You have my signature. We will help, and if the divorce isn't finalized yet, we can put together something to help with a really good attorney. So you have the support of Jackson. If there's anything you need, you let us know. Let me know, and I'll put it out there, my friend. Thank you so much for giving me 20
Thank
minutes
you.
of your time.
Appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
Oh, that's fine. I'm gonna go drink some beer now.
Yes, do that. And keep those kids away from that crazy lady. And give
I will
Mom
do my
love.
best, but I can only do so much up until the divorce is November 18th.
Congratulate November 18th, guys. November 18th. We're going to have a big celebration. Thank you,
God,
Kevin. I'm
who's
going to let you
bringing
go,
the cat?
man. Talk to you soon.
Alrighty.
Well, you guys heard it from Kevin himself. Thank you so much to Kevin. Thank you so much to Kevin's mom. Thank you so much to Amy for getting in touch. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you so much for the sympathy, the solidarity, and the support that you're going to give Kevin and his family. You heard it from himself. Please try to keep Dad out of this. And from the man himself, I'm telling you that Robert's just as much as a victim as anyone else. So again, thank you guys so much for joining us and letting us hear Kevin speak. Join us next Saturday, downtown Jackson, One Energy Plaza. Save our children. We're going to be there again Sunday as well. And if you have any more stories, any more messages, don't hesitate to let me know. I will be continuing with the story. I have 2 other individuals. I am so tired. I have 2 other individuals who are wanting so desperately to speak. We are going to be syncing up, getting together, and doing another broadcast to the Jackson community so you can hear more on this story. I'm going to be following up and getting more information on Cannon here in Jackson, Michigan. And yeah, let's keep it going, guys. Keep the messages coming. Keep the narrative flowing. Point me in the right direction and I'll be there. Much love to you all, Patriots. Thank you.